Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And please do not take anything I say seriously. I am a simple man. I am not a cult leader. And although some of my friends refer to me as T, it's only because they refuse to call me Emperor Titus, as I demand when you use my entire name. You can call me T, as long as you don't believe in Q. And what, pray tell, is Q? Well, Q is supposedly a government insider alleging that a secret cabal of Satan-worshipping cannibalistic pedophiles is running a global child sex trafficking ring and plotting to destroy America. Makes sense. And according to the last election, the cabal did its job and ousted someone trying to destroy America. But, new psycho, same as the old psycho. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, or as we call her here, Qrazy Congress Qaren. Here is who voters in Georgia elected. She believes, A, that Trump won the election, but even though he lost by 8 million votes, no airplane hit the Pentagon on 9/11, even though my father-in-law has 2 friends that died when that plane hit the Pentagon. She said Sandy Hook and Parkland shootings, where a total of 45 Americans, including 38 children, died, was a false flag event. Wow, those parent crisis actors sure acted grief well. She said the Vegas shooting was a setup and done at a country music concert because that's where conservatives were. And she said it was a false flag shooting to push an anti-gun agenda. And yep, it worked because exactly 0 new gun laws were passed. She thinks the Clintons were responsible for crashing JFK Jr.'s plane and killing him. She also believes he's coming back to run for election in 2024. She's harassed victims of school shootings.
School zones protected with security guards with guns, there would be no mass shootings at schools. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids to get as a barrier? Got nothing to say. He has nothing to say because he's paid to do this.
She thinks that Hillary Clinton and the Democratic cabal killed a girl, cut off her face, and wore it while they drank her blood. She claims the radical left-wing mob is attacking her. After all that, and the left wing is radical? She claimed dead people voted, which is impossible because the radical left cut off their faces and ate them. You can't have it both ways. Be consistent. She said, I know we in Georgia aren't a blue state, but I know Trump won here. I feel it 1,000%. Well, you feel it? Well, in that case closed. Joe, Jill, pack your crap. Major trauma gaslighter has a feeling. Q and Marjorie also thinks that Tom Hanks, Oprah Winfrey, and Satan-worshipping pedophiles who eat babies are all over the place. That offends me for all the regular conservative voters out there who really haven't had the chance to cook and eat a baby. That's good eating. Cooked baby. It's not just for radical leftists anymore.
Word's out. The taste you love is also a good source of things you need, like iron, zinc, protein, and some B vitamins. Babies. It's what's for dinner tonight.
Marjorie also thought it was a good idea to put a bullet into Nancy Pelosi. And she still has her job. And Georgia elected her to Congress. I'd lose my job at fucking Subway if I said that. And if you've ever voted for a conspiracy-spewing, treasonous, murderous, lying psycho, you may be a redneck. Sorry, dumb redneck. Because there are a lot of rednecks out there that are like thinking, man, this bitch is crazy. This is not normal, people. This is the worst human for the worst job in the hallowed halls of power in Congress. I mean, and she used that power to vote against a fair election and help try to take down the United States of America and install a bright orange failure of a dictator. Today, before they took a vote on her, she apologized. Listen.
Will we allow the media that is just as guilty as QAnon of presenting truth and lies?
That sound like an apology? You know, the media is just as guilty as QAnon? A good point, except for facts and sanity. Tell you what, we here on the radical left feel if you ever hurt a kid, any kid, we will find you. If you harass a victim of a mass shooting, we will stop you. If you ever try to kill democracy, install a fat, illiterate, bankrupt racist as a dictator, we will end you. As soon as we're done eating babies and wearing each other's faces. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And just as I did this, I want you guys to know. Marjorie Taylor Greene lost all her committee positions. Got some baby stuck in my windpipe. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray, clicking and clacking away on her computer.
What's up, people?
And the Hylinder.
There can be only one
who is
in a mask.
Who is masks today because we don't trust him. Let's just leave it at that. We don't know where he's been or what he's doing. I will say, but yesterday was weird. We had he did something he never does. He's like, I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm coughing.
No coughing.
Nope. Sneezing. All right.
Allergies.
So it's
terrible
worse.
Allergy attack.
So you're either COVID spewer or you've got allergies, which is shaky. But then you had a headache, which is another symptom of COVID.
That's also.
And then you had what else? What else do you have? Your heart stopped working. Your lungs are scarred. I think you have COVID.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
I spray painted outside. That's why this.
Oh my God, we got tagged. The studio got tagged. Did you see the front?
That. Yes.
This neighborhood is turning to shite.
Yes, it is.
It's turning to shite. And sometimes I'm out here working at night and I have the doors open and I'm hearing dink 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 dink, and it's not polka music, and it's loud. All right, everybody. So as you saw in the Armageddon update, we are talking today about Qrazy with a Q. What the fuck happened to our country?
Qrazy?
It's Qrazy.
It's Qrazy.
Qrazy.
What happened? Marjorie Taylor Greene, what happened? And now today she came out with like an excuse. She said that just like Q, the news lies all the time. That was her apology. Basically, she said the news lies.
Wait, so she's saying that QAnon lies too?
QAnon lies, but the news also is responsible for the division in the country. The media is responsible. Q's not. Or Trump. She didn't bring Trump up once. But she's trying to save her ass because I guess they're voting right now. Are you working right now? Are you in the podcast? Stop writing and come in the podcast.
You just got all wound up and told me that I had to email some people. And
no, I didn't tell you. You said I'm going to.
Did.
You never do it during the podcast. We're still working.
Got to do it sometime.
What I was actually just looking up right then? When I was in classes at the police academy, we had to take this whole class called Gangs in America, and one of the things that we studied was gang graffiti and that's the new class, and what it actually means and what the different symbols mean. And so I was just, because I can't remember it clearly because I was high through college, but I was just looking up meanings for that tag, the 513 and all that. But one of the biggest reasons that a gang would spray paint is to show that they are expanding territory, and they're claiming it. They're marking their territory, which would go along with what we've seen over there over time. How the garbage pile has grown.
He said the 13 bothers him. MS-13. He was like, "What does that mean?"
It's 513.
Oh, is it 513?
Is that a local gang here?
13.
I haven't made a lot of gang friends here since I moved here.
Me either.
So.
I tried. They were like, this is not a pit bull, my friend. I'm like, no, this is my boy. This is my boy. This is my dog. And they were like, that's not a dog.
Oh, he looked at me like, I don't want to do this.
See, that's not a dog. No, he's got a kerchief. Look, he's styling.
It's red too.
Yeah,
that's red. A blood. He's a blood.
Yeah. Don't ever say that about Poochie. Groucho is not a blood.
Do you know what's funny is we call Groucho Poochie. It's a long story, and all the things that we say to each other are rooted in stupidity.
Yep.
And but it's from the Minions, and so the last two times Groucho he runs upstairs to find Ken first, and both times I have heard from the other room, "What's up, Poochie?" So he knows. We're slowly bringing him around. Slowly.
So here's what's going on with us. On top of COVID, we are being inundated with gangs near the studio. Yes. We have Marjorie Taylor Greene lying about everything. He's got COVID, and I don't even know what the hell.
Could you here?
She brought you.
I'll wait till my hands. I like to.
Okay.
I'm
gonna let you touch it. I was gonna shake it in your hand.
It's allergy pills.
Yeah. Yes, I'll definitely. I don't take any allergy medication, and I probably should.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What?
Bring up the stuff Marjorie Taylor Greene has said.
I did. I did that before the gang symbol search.
Very nice.
I used to not take allergy medication was what I was going to say, but because nothing worked. And then I found this, and he always says Kirkland brand at Costco is, what do you say about it?
Most of the time, Kirkland brand is top-notch stuff. Usually, by the way, at Costco says, but I hate that I love Costco so much that I started to research Costco.
He loves
like I'm a Costco fanboy.
Yes.
Like a lot of people
like
are.
where they source things.
Yeah, I've got all their albums. It's yeah, I buy their merch. I really do buy the merch. And I found out that a lot of what happens is like Costco will buy, let's say like Macallan. Some of the scotch was supposedly Macallan, and they bought it from casks they had. They bought like Ocean Spray cranberry juice is Kirkland brand.
Yeah.
They just rebrand it.
They just put their sticker on it. Yeah, most of the stuff.
So they had an
We've
18...
never really got screwed over. We've never opened up a Kirkland brand thing and went, oh, this sucks.
No, and for a while they had an 18 single malt scotch, and that was during our phase, and we had been to Scotland, and we were like
it's great. It's great. Kirkland blood. Just like in the Highlands. Remember when the Kirklands ran the Highlands?
We did a taste test at a party that some Scotch connoisseurs were not aware that we were doing because we ghetto taste tested it.
And they were like, this is good. We're like, oh, it's an 18.
It was an 18, but we just rebottled it.
And you never said Costco. And we never once said Costco.
No, and everyone was like, this is amazing.
What is this is an 18 Costco. Yes, it is.
Okay, so MTG.
I don't like that she's got initials.
Let's start with Las Vegas mass shooting.
Right? She said Las Vegas mass shooting was basically, and I talked about this in the Armageddon update, that it was done at a country concert. So, because anti-gun activists...
How do you get avid gun owners, this is a direct quote, and people that support the Second Amendment to give up their guns and go along with anti-gun legislation?
You shoot 600 people at a country concert.
You make them scared, you make them victims, and you change their mindset, and then you can pass anti-gun legislation.
You use it to kill people.
Right.
That'll sell.
And because of that shooting, so many anti-gun laws were written and put into play. Zero. None.
That's the thing, is that so many of them ran on Joe Biden's going to take your guns. And I would just like to direct us all to the 8 years of Obama, to whom
Sandy
he's
Hook
most
happened.
Closely linked. Nobody took your guns.
Nope.
Clinton,
Nope.
nobody took your guns.
Nope.
Like, it's just such...
Bullshit.
None of their stuff is rooted in fact whatsoever.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the overall thing. And so now we've got Kevin McCarthy, who's a California representative, which Nancy Pelosi dropped hard on him. So what'd you call it? You said something about shade? You said gangster?
That was some gangster level shade.
She basically said Kevin McCarthy, Q California, instead of D or R. It's the Q party
in a
now.
Press release.
In a press release. She put it out.
Instead of putting RCA, she put Q-CA.
Nice.
Clever.
Very nice, Nancy.
What do you mean, okay? That is high level trolling right there.
He's a douchebag, and he won't stand up to it. So I think here's what I think the big mistake is. When you actually back up the psychopaths, nobody goes, "Wow, you back your people up." They go, "Wow, that's a fucking psych." Even the people that are on your side are like, "That's a fucking psychopath. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And all they're going to lose election after election for the next 5 years. And here's the thing: the Democrats, Biden actually, we have a 5-year START treaty. You guys know this? We just signed a treaty with Russia again. We extended it 5 more years. No nukes to keep nukes and weapons down. Okay. So we're safer now. Fucker's been in there 8 days.
This is where you go all willy nilly left. But I'm just saying,
I am not willy nilly.
I said to you yesterday when you told me that I was like, first of all, are either of us really going to stop that? And he was like, well, we're supposed to. And I said, yeah, but we're not going to, are we? Please tell me
She
we're
goes,
not.
Please tell me there's a warehouse somewhere they're building stuff still. I'm sure there is.
This is exactly what they're saying. Do Putin agreeing to this?
That is okay. Sure.
But
no missiles for
Hi,
you.
Mr. Putin.
You know what? You know what? We're going to make cookies.
Hi, Mr. Putin. Susan from Time Magazine.
Hello, Susan.
Hi.
You got a nice wreck.
Okay. Well, so do you.
Thank you.
Because you always have them out.
My sweater puppies.
Boom.
Could you tell me how you are going to ensure that the production of new nukes is halted in your country?
Did we say we would do that?
Yeah, you signed your name to.
Oh. I never signed my name. I always signed Waldo.
Sweater puppies. Putin. Sweater puppies. Yeah, nobody's doing
but still, that didn't get done. That didn't get done under Trump.
Everybody that signed it was like,
Also,
exactly.
also, you remember they took those planes down? That we had this.
Yeah.
We had this. We had these. We had. It was called
we talked about
assured.
them.
Assured.
No, Open Skies.
Open skies. So basically, we had spy planes that went over Russia all the time, and they have spy planes that go over here. We made an agreement with all these major world powers that look, and you could fly over our country and see what we're doing. Trump killed it. Why?
And had the planes dismantled.
And killed it, and then had the planes taken apart.
Why would he take the planes apart? That's the stupidest.
Because it would take a really long time to build new ones.
To get it going.
Yeah. Well, who's the only person that benefits from that?
Yeah. Not
Did
us.
anybody else take their planes down and then disable them?
Just
us. No.
Just us?
Yeah.
What a
we were
fucking
doing it
piece
to
of shit.
help those smaller countries surrounding Russia.
Yeah, we could tell Ukraine, hey guys, we got here's what we saw. Here's some pictures.
Right.
I'm texting you. I'm texting you some pictures.
So who does that benefit?
Putin.
Putin. That's it. That was so many things that he did.
So
Okay,
that I'm sure that's going to get going again.
Do you want more Marjorie Taylor Greene?
I would love Marjorie Taylor. By the way, people. So I have an aunt who is insane, and Marjorie Taylor Greene makes me. Well, no, she's a level,
I
same
didn't
level.
think about that. That's true.
What?
That you're right.
Yeah. She says the crazy shit, and then this MTG's the same way. Just a horrible. What? We eat babies. We're cutting off faces and replacing. Did you hear that? They said that Hillary Clinton actually cut off. They had a ceremony where they cut off a girl's face, then wore it while they drank baby blood, which is how does that even go together?
But they also believe that Joe Biden is wearing Trump wearing Biden's face.
Yes, that's a new one.
And
holy shit!
I just mean this is what happens
this
when you don't pay attention to science. Because if you went to science class, you would know that just laying the skin over your face, it wouldn't fuse to your face and look.
Yeah, but they also that movie with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, Face Off. So they're all like,
Hey,
that can happen. Totally, that's real. Totally real.
Who just knew the name of a movie?
Very nice.
Hey, that makes 5.
So yeah,
and it wasn't even a good movie.
So they're saying. So basically, that was the thing. So Q keeps having to adjust. So. Trump was supposed to take the country over and be the new president. He lost the election, left the White House. There was a woman in CNN, interviewed by CNN, who was a huge Q follower, and she said when Biden won the election, she called her mom sobbing and said, "I'm taking the babies and I'm leaving." And her mom goes, "Where are you going?" She goes, "I'm hiding because they're going to kill us all." And her mom was like, hey, if Jesus wanted Joe Biden to be president, that's why Joe Biden's president. Calm down. And the woman had to go through a deprogram with her mother to get that. Now she thinks QAnon's evil. She's like, it's
how'd
evil.
they get programmed? Just by reading their own stuff online? Or were there clubs? Were there book swaps?
Well, you kind
knitting
of
circles?
They sold cookies. Yeah, so the Q Scouts, they went door to door and sold cookies. They go, these are cookies. We think.
Kirkland brand cookies or not?
Brand. Hey, whoa.
Because typically, how do you like when cults become culty,
right?
It's because they're all hanging out together doing culty things and seeing the culty guy, over
that's
and
what
over
she
and
said.
over.
She said because of COVID hit, she said it wasn't this prevalent, but she lost her job when COVID hit. And so all of a sudden, all these people had time to go online and they got sucked in.
Yeah.
But
doesn't that just amplify their already propensity towards being in a cult? Those people are there. They're just kind of gravitate towards that. Don't you think?
I just think it takes low intelligence. Marjorie Taylor Greene said today that she said
it would be hard. In answer to his question, yes, it would be hard to get me to follow a cult. I would be the one in the back rolling my eyes the whole time. Like, geez.
Yeah.
But I was raised by my mother, so okay, go ahead.
Do we cook the babies first? What exactly? We filleting babies? How are we doing this?
Oddly enough, I think you would not fall into a cult very easily, but I could see you more easily
becoming a zealot.
Yes, than I would be. I
went through it. I went through a little bit. After,
and everything you do full.
Did I talk about this before?
A little bit, I think. But
so after the Oklahoma City bombing, I read this book called "Comes a Pale Horse" by William Connor or Conrad, whatever his name is, and I got into it, dude. I was like, and I would go to gigs, and me and the comics would have cars or whatever during the day, and we started driving around to these FEMA camps that they were going to build. And we went and I'm like, oh my God. And it was just a farm. It was a farm. Like, it's a FEMA camp. No. And then one time we found it was a picture of a stack of these plastic, they look like coffins, and there was a stack of them. And the guy goes, yeah, FEMA put those there. And we were like, aha! He goes, well, we have a lot of tornadoes here, so they're always just in case they need to actually, not so we don't get disease. They're just an emergency tactic. Yeah, they weren't rounding people up. That's right. But I got into this. I got into believing it. And it happened for about, I would say 6 months, where I was kind of had this weird conspiratorial thing. And then I realized that not a single fucking thing that I had read in this book had ever come true. There was zero evidence.
In 6 months?
Nothing.
Nothing came in 6 months. I'm out.
No. Even because I reassearced it. I started looking for.
One thing about you. You're in, you're out.
If you can't prove it to me, and I found and none of it. And then I went through. Then I started going through history. Then I became like this conspiracy guy. Yeah, if you let me finish my sentence.
It's about that, though, before you move on to this thing. Because I do remember when we started the podcast, you were still in some conspiracies. We used to do Welcome to Conspiracy Hour. You were on a 9/11 thing and stuff like that.
The 9/11 thing, that's another one.
But here's my question to you. What was there to do or to gain through that conspiracy? Like, exactly. What was the overarching... What was the end goal? Yeah, what's the angle?
We to stop the New World Order. That's the big one. This is the big imaginary one, the New World Order. First of all, how are you going to control 7 billion people? That's number one. But also, there's no leader that what's the word I'm looking for? Charismatic that could do it anyway. The whole thing of these conspiracy theories, and you just nailed it. What's the fucking point? Right. So all this stuff that she believes so the guy went to a hotel overlooking a concert, knocked a window, took 46 guns upstairs, knocked out a window, and then killed 59 people and shot 600 to get gun control.
She's saying that he didn't act alone, like the government.
Again, but there's no evidence. There's none of this.
Okay, so go back to your thing. So
then I became an anti-conspiracy thing. So whether it's aliens or whatever, you have to kind of go and if you find one piece of evidence and it's real, maybe okay. Like the alien thing, I saw those videos of those fighter pilots following that guy. Yep. I'm like, no one knows what the hell that is, and you hear the fighter pilots going, "Dude, I have never seen something move or drop that fast. What the hell is that?"
Open to that.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Now, but I'm not saying aliens exist. I'm saying, what the fuck is that? Yeah. That's a possibility. But everything else, man, eating babies' faces, drinking baby blood. Like, what do you guys even like? And again, what's the point of it? Well, it seems to me that the only way these guys, pedophile's a big thing. If you call somebody a pedophile, I think a long time ago they figured out if you call somebody a pedophile, instantly there's questions because nobody wants a kid hurt. Nobody wants a kid hurt. You can never
get rid of that stain.
Right, and nobody. But that's the one that sticks to you, though. But they've done it so much now that it doesn't mean anything anymore. Do you know how I know that? Because we elected a guy who was sued by a 13-year-old that said Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump raped her when she was 13. Jeffrey Epstein was in prison twice. Second time he died. But for recruiting 12 to 16-year-old girls to have sex with. And Ghislaine Maxwell is currently in prison. It seems to me, it's such an easy trope now where you just go, well, whatever they say you're doing, they're doing. Everybody's a pedophile. Well, your side has like literally documented pedophiles.
Yeah. I think it's simpler than that. I think that we have proof. There is definitive proof from multiple intelligence agencies that Russia has been spreading disinformation. and has been doing that for some time.
And hacked voting machines in 2016.
Yeah. So we have proof of all of this and how important our elections have become to them, how important our division is to them. You can go and watch that KGB guy talking about how they destroy a country, and it's not by bombing it, it's by tearing it apart from the inside out. Yeah.
It's their plan.
And they play a long game. So we know. So it's not conspiratorial to say, I think Russia did it. I think it's oddly coincidental that when Russia really started engaging and becoming successful in doing that and spreading misinformation all over, Twitter and Facebook especially, that Donald Trump was the president that they were supporting. They were fighting against Hillary Clinton. We have proof of that most of their negative disinformation was against Hillary Clinton and the positive was for Donald Trump. And then the rise of Q happened in the midst of all of that. And now all these disenfranchised people that Donald Trump is constantly telling that they are disenfranchised, and he's one of them. What?
The billionaire guy with the airplanes?
The gold toilet, yeah.
The gold toilet.
And he's going to tear up the swamp and the deep state. And he's saying those catchwords and phrases, the storm is coming, all that shit that Russia is spreading in all of that disinformation. I think I think it's all part of something that Russia was behind. That's what I honestly believe. And I think you're right. You would have to be dumb to fall for that stuff.
Well, I just heard it. I was up there. I wrote the Armageddon update, and I was kind of listening to the news, and they interviewed. There was some video on actually my phone, and it was a guy calling into C-SPAN during it, going, first of all, we need to get Trump back in there, which is like he lost the election, but they don't even have the concept of elections. We need to get Trump back in there, man, because these Democrats are eating babies and drinking their blood, and we got to get this. And I kept thinking, is this like a troll? Is this guy just
is this on purpose?
And the guy is kind of like, C-SPAN guy just doesn't know what to do. People actually believe this.
But this is what I'm saying. So how do you take a lot of Trump supporters are, not all of them, but a lot of them are rural, less educated people.
Dumb.
No, I'm not saying that. And you do have highly educated people too, but not as many. They did a lot of studies, and what was the percentage of...
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene owns a construction company, and...
It's her parents.
Oh, is
her
it?
families. She worked there. But I'm just saying, so they take these people who may have leanings of faith or small town ideals, and how do we make them fight like it's the fate of their country?
They're hurting babies.
The other side is hurting and raping children.
Yep. No, but by the way, nobody's for that. Nobody's like, let's well, except for the president, according to legal documents filed by numerous women. But yeah, you're right. So that's what you say. You just basically tell everybody they're killing kids.
Now you and I would go, you too, but you have COVID, so I'm not addressing you as much today. But you and I would go, well, that's stupid. There's no proof of that. You can't accuse someone of that, and there's no proof of that.
Every liberal on the planet that I know, liberal or conservative, you fuck with a kid, I'm coming for you.
No pun intended, but it's the ultimate smear tactic.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
You totally intended a pun.
No, I didn't. No.
Because neither of us would have ever thought of that if that's where your brain is. Yeah, and you know what's funny to me has been sort of the mind flip of all of this is that Democrats forever have been snowflakes. We're the touchy-feely, the ones that want to protect the children, Dustin and Dexton and Lucy. And
Connor,
Colton. And Tanner. And so it's weird how now Democrats are eating those same children that they put in therapy at age 2.
Yeah, for the snowflakes, we're pretty vicious.
We're
brutal.
And now we are
cutting off people's faces,
bringing guns and attacking people at movements because now Antifa, we're all Antifa and we all have guns and kill people?
Well, how did we go in 4 years? You're right. We went from the snowflaked libtards to the radical left. And so let's keep going over. I want to show you how radical we are compared to the calm and centered Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thank you.
Your nose is stopped up, and I think he might have allergies, even though he denies it. Don't you hear it?
I don't have allergies.
Okay.
I just talk like this. I just talk like that. Everything's fine. Well, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene really has some issues with the what she believes. I'm fine. I don't have any allergies. I'm fine. Perfect. Let's do this. Let's keep going.
Space lasers.
This one was awesome.
2018 California wildfire that killed 84 people. On a Facebook post, she said that it was caused by Jewish space lasers.
Jewish space lasers.
Let's get to the base of that.
Did you hear about this?
Ready for the threads? She suggested that a bank that's controlled by the Rothschild family, who are Jewish, a utility company responsible for the fire, and then Governor Jerry Brown had a compelling motive to start the fire because they wanted to clear the path for a high-speed rail project that Brown wanted.
In an area that's been going up in flames for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Then she said...
But the train... Wait, let's look it's very good for the train that they're talking about is in the Central Valley running along the 99. There's no trees.
To go.
It's just it's Armageddon the highway. So the train
Dry,
that she
arid,
says it's the driest, flattest,
Yeah.
no trees.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Keep going.
She said that the fires were started by lasers, Jewish space lasers, or blue beams of light. Take your pick.
We would have seen that probably.
But do you see how she gives you an option? Lasers or blue beams of light, neither of which I have proof for.
A giant man in the sky with a magnifying glass.
There you go. There you go.
God came.
Yeah, we are God's ants.
Shot down from space by allies of Jerry Brown, who were in the solar energy industry. There's a lot of threads.
There's
there.
a lot going on there, man. That's a lot. That is the bizarre. That's the most.
Then she said there are too many coincidences to ignore.
There's not one coincidence in there at all. The train isn't in the forest. The train there's no forest.
By the way,
and then all the houses. What about all the houses burning? Yeah. Go ahead.
Am I sweating?
No.
We still don't have the train.
Yeah, there's no train. Burned the shit down, didn't build anything. What are you talking about, lady? Blue lasers, blue lights. We would have seen it. I know that because when Tesla shot off that, they set up a thing to space one night. I came out of my gym when we used to go to gyms, and in the sky there was the scariest. It was re-entry or it was leaving the atmosphere, and the entire sky was lit up blue with this scariest. I thought it was a missile. I thought we were being attacked, and it was Tesla. It was actually a SpaceX. So we would have seen it. Somebody would have went. There'd be pictures of the blue space laser. There would have been. She's a moron.
It's not a laser.
It's not. It's a blue light. It's not a laser.
She, of course, said that Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar were not official members of Congress because they took their oath of office
on the Qaren.
Because they didn't do it on the Bible, even though that is their constitutional right. She went to the Capitol and did a video saying, I really want to go talk to these ladies and ask them what they're thinking. They really need to go back to the Middle East.
Can we claim insanity? Is there some kind of...
Rashida Tlaib was born in Detroit.
But that's what I said. If this was your mom, you would actually go, Mom, we have to check you in for a couple weeks.
Yes.
Well, you didn't check your aunt in. And she told our dinner guests that she was in the Manson family one Christmas Eve.
She did, ladies and gentlemen.
As though that were a compliment
So
to
here's
herself.
the thing. She would never actually pre-plan her crazy. She would never give us a head. Hey, guys, by the way, heads up, guys. I'm going to say some crazy shit at this gathering. We had some friends over.
It was Nia, Bill Burr's wife, and she came over and goes, who is that lovely lady over there in the corner that just told me that she was with the Manson family?
And then she came and told me, and I was like, no. Because it wasn't the first time she said crazy stuff. Well, there was stuff she said to the kids that scared my kids.
She was saved by NASA and the boy in the bubble.
She was when she was a kid, she had an ear infection. NASA saved her by putting her in an oxygen tent. No, it's just everyone has that. I had the croup when I was a kid.
One time she had an eardrum burst on a plane, and they just deployed her oxygen mask, not all of them, because they can just go, okay, 32A, bing, and that saved her life that one time. And there were like so many things.
There was so
what
many.
else?
There was so many. Bread. There was something about bread.
Oh, the bread on the roof. That scared Kenny.
There was some crazy. Everything was crazy.
Wow. What was the?
And we would let her watch the kids.
Dead soldiers, and she brought back MIA. Dead soldiers with her brain. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, she in another life, she was a bunch of people.
Oh, that's right. She was killed by the influenza that came in on the train.
She was killed
in another life.
Wow. So certifiable. Wow.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and guess I didn't take her in because I didn't live with her. But wow, I tried for many years.
He did. This is his mother's sister, and he carries a lot of.
I didn't do enough for mom or whatever.
Yes,
yeah. It's all
stuff about his mom.
That being said, so
see how fast he pivoted.
So now you got this psycho. What else did she say? Oh, did you see the video of her like hassling David Hogg? This kid, he was going to testify for Congress. He was at the Parkland shooting. Yeah. Him and his other guys, they bound together to stop guns. She heckled him. She's 20 feet behind the kid on his way into Congress, heckling him. I think it's on the way into Congress. She's like, "Oh yeah, guns, buddy." She's just fucking.
To who? David Hogg?
Yes.
He was going in to speak in front of Congress after the shooting.
Anybody who heckles a kid who survived a school shooting.
I looked him up before I talked to him. He was legal. He was 18.
Yeah, on his way to testify about the school shooting and the trauma he suffered, needs their ass kicked.
Oh, you know what I would love to do? I would love, on our next variety show, I would love to play Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, done.
I'm going to have to borrow some really bad shoes from someone.
Yeah, what if she wears puppet shoes? What are the shoes she wears all the time?
We just became caddies. Oh my god!
No, she does. I watched it. I was like, "What are those round, weird things she's wearing?" She looks like
they're like loaves of bread.
It looks like Charles Schultz drew her. She looks like Linus's mom.
Her first day, she went in those bread shoes.
That's their loaf of bread shoes. That's their loaf.
Red dress with these things up the sleeves, and she's standing in front of the Capitol. And all I tweeted was, "But first, we flamenco." So we covered the
David Hogg. We got David Hogg.
The face cutting thing.
She said Sandy Hook.
Facebook user said purporting to be the mother of a NYPD officer falsely claimed that her son had seen a video taken from the laptop of Anthony Weiner that showed Hillary Clinton and a top aide cutting off a child's face. Green liked the comment and then replied, "Most people honestly don't know so much. The mainstream media disinformation warfare has won for too long." She once suggested in an online video that Pelosi could be executed for treason. This is her boss now.
Yep.
She's a traitor to our country. She's guilty of treason, and that is a crime punishable by death. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason. She then liked another post that called for a bullet to the head of Pelosi.
Yep, she liked it. She was, and there was another thing. She's something.
9/11, so-called plane that crashed into the Pentagon.
We know a plane hit the Pentagon.
Well, when I first met you, you were a little iffy on this too, and I would argue with you about it because my stepfather had a close friend, two close friends that died in that Pentagon situation.
And I did go through a thing where the 9/11 thing got me because there's one building the building 7 or whatever just fell for no reason. It wasn't even near the impact. It just went down and there's some weird.
This is what you used to say. I remember.
There's weird stuff. But then I watch all the time again. I went back. I got sucked in a little bit, and I went back and did what I always do when I hear about conspiracies. I research them. I looked at it. I was like, well, we don't know why that building went down, but it's possible. Okay, there was no proof, nothing. They actually melted. They said that the beams wouldn't gasoline fuel, jet fuel wouldn't melt them, and then some guys put a beam up and put a bunch of weight on it, and they lit it on fire. And when it hit 1,200 degrees, it went boom. It melted. Okay,
but this is the thing: when people that don't have all the information, like that would be a specialized area of information that you wouldn't have, that you shouldn't pass judgment on, right? So actually, one of the people that was killed there is one of the people that Randy toasts every Memorial Day. He gets my stepfather fought in a lot of non-advertised wartime, and
but some of the stuff he did made the news.
A lot of
we'll just leave that.
And so he's very solemn on Memorial Day every year. His whole being just sort of shuts down, and every evening on Memorial Day he toasts these people with a glass of Kirkland Scott.
But let's go down. So she said more. It's just crazy after crazy.
She says there's no evidence shown for a plane in the Pentagon. It's odd. That's the quote.
Except for the engines that are there. There's
she
engines.
Also liked a comment posted by another user who argued that 9/11 was done by our government, and then she said that is all true.
This person's in Congress.
Do we have anybody on our side? Any Democrats that are like this off their fucking rocker?
Yeah, well, they're voting right now. Right now, as we're doing the podcast, they're voting her out.
I'm gonna have to practice her, but I think I could do her pretty well. I'm gonna need a bad wig.
All we need a bad wig and a hat because yours I had a lot. But here's what. So let's go over conspiracies. What does you brought it up perfectly? What does this promote or help? Let's say you believe all this crazy shit, which that has absolutely zero evidence for. What do you get out of it? Let's say that all the liberals in the world are killing and eating babies. Okay?
Right.
Well, so 4 years has been going on. We haven't found any baby eaters, right? But let's say it's happening in the back rooms of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
So isn't it just to shit on the other side? Shit on the liberals? That's it?
But
like in the most ridiculous way?
But we go back and forth, right? We have a Democrat, we have a Republican. And why is it so crazy now? And that's what I'm saying. Who benefits from this?
Right.
Who benefits if we become this divided and inside of the parties start crumbling? And
the GOP's killing itself.
Who benefits? Anyone in this country? No. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you think about it, and maybe this is Rachel's conspiracy. I don't know, except we have proof that they have
Except we have
this.
13 government agencies that have basically said we have proof that Russia's getting involved constantly.
There's a great documentary on Netflix now. I think it's called Spycraft. But over the past like 50, 60 years, it's the whole thing is about like us and Russia and all of the infiltration that they've been doing.
Yeah, and they keep trying it. They keep doing it.
You're not allowed to watch that because
I am watching it tonight. Spycraft. No, but that's true. You're right. The only person that benefits from screwing up our country like this
is someone in another country.
And so he had Trump. So let's say Putin. Welcome to Conspiracy Minutes with Christopher, Rachel, and Hylinder.
Yes, welcome.
So Russia actually throws all this shit out. Q throws the crazy shit out, gets people to believe it. They form this group. Now we've got crazy ass people in there. Now what's happening now is, because Putin doesn't give a shit which party. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to destroy him. I would bet you this. Putin figured out that the GOP and the Republicans, because Republicans vote against themselves all the time. I know a lot of conservatives that are not very wealthy, and they vote against their own interests constantly. So if I'm a guy from another country, and how do I fuck with America? Well, those people don't pay attention or follow facts. I'm going to fuck with them.
Yeah.
Okay. And he can't lose. If Trump shuts the country down and overthrows America in a dictatorship, then we're out of control, which he tried. If he loses, then we actually have the GOP self-destruct, which they're doing right now. They're just they're in fighting now. Matt Gaetz traveled to Wyoming. We talked about it last week. Traveled to Wyoming to go after his own party. What are you doing?
He's pathetic. You can tell that all of it's like Tommy Lauren. He's just trying to get noticed. You sad little big-headed man.
Yeah.
By the way, this episode brought to you today by Liquid IV. I bring this up because I think you both need one. I was going to tell you this. So Hylinder and I had a conversation today about his allergies, and he's not taking any medication for it. And I just thought I would say
dudes. Dudes don't like, we're dudes.
Yeah,
I know, but Liquid IV is not medication.
I know.
And one thing that I have found, so you had a really bad headache, right? Or just congestion, and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I don't know why, and I told him this 2 days ago that
we were in the kitchen talking, about Liquid IV.
because it's sad, but
like we're actually doing ads for each other in the house.
Because legit,
I have two in my car right now.
I have really bad sinus allergy headaches sometimes when it gets this bad, and I wake up and it's like I can't see. It's a migraine. It's so bad. I had that 2 days ago. My face was puffy, like everything was swollen. I had a Liquid IV, and then I called him on his way here, and I was like, you're not going to believe this. Within like 20, 25 minutes, I don't know if it gets things moving. The hydration just helps your body function. I don't know. I don't know why it works. It works. It's the craziest thing ever.
That's in it. I mean, it's got electrolytes and stuff in it. It's got like vitamins and minerals. On top of that, it's water. I mean, you have to put it in water so that's hydrating you. But I will say, my head stops hurting. Give me a liquid IV and a bottle of water. My head stops hurting. If I'm feeling like I was working on the car, and I'm so frustrated with this hot rod I'm building. And I got to this point where I got like weird shaky because I realized I hadn't eaten. Yeah. I had a liquid IV, a bottle of water, done. It helps with hangovers if I have too much wine.
It helps prevent hangovers, or just mix it with the drink while you're drinking it. I just told my uncle that yesterday. He was going out in the Hamptons to have some drinks.
He was.
And I told him he should make, because he goes, I'm going to run 8 miles tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out how many martinis I can have tonight. And I told him about liquid IV. I go, just drink a couple throughout your drinking.
By the way, this is not an advertisement. We are not saying this is going to work,
and
definitely.
Most importantly,
I will know in my own personal experience.
Most importantly, today we're talking about the energy blend. Have you guys tried?
The energy one? Yes. Yeah, I like that one.
How do you feel from it? So here's what you have to know about it. It's the boost you would get from up to 2 cups of coffee, but you don't have the crash. It's matcha, guayasa, ginger. It's high in antioxidants, improves your mood and focus.
Yep, 100%.
It's way healthier than trying to use.
That's actually what we have at the shop. That's what I had. The green one.
We have 2 bags up there.
Yeah, that's what I had. That's what I had. And I went from being that shaky, weird, no energy thing to I was fine.
It's called the Energy Multiplier. He uses it all the time. I just mailed my brother some yesterday. They also have a sleep one. It's lavender. Awesome. Really, really good. My favorite flavor is strawberry and pina colada.
Strawberry can.
But if you're going to get one, strawberry's the way to go. Don't listen.
Watermelon and citrus, whatever the lemon is. Lemon lime.
Lemon limes, that's the old reliable. Yeah, we got a delivery of liquid IV this week, and we stood in the kitchen across from each other, and we were like, all right. And we started sliding. It's really sad.
It's like a card game.
He goes, what's that one? And I go, it's strawberry. He goes, okay.
You can have strawberry. You can have, I'm letting it go.
I'll raise you
a strawberry.
Here's how serious it is about the flavors. I went in today, before I came to the shop, to the thing, and I got 2 packets of it because I traveled it with me, and I made 2 bottles. And I accidentally I just reached in one of the bags, and it was strawberry. And I was like, she's dead serious.
Like, you left one zapped on the counter too. So grab your energy liquid IV. You can get it in bulk nationwide at Costco, or get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code Titus at checkout. That's 25% off of anything on their website. Anything you order with promo code Titus at liquidiv.com. Start fueling your adventures today.
We have actually had people write in, so they got their dad on it, or your dad started taking it, right?
My dad uses it. My brother
but we had people write in and say, we just because you guys did it. And so here's what I would say about it. It seems to me during the day to fill in the cracks where sometimes I feel crappy.
It just
pretty
fills
shocking. In. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You should just try it. Try a bag and have one every day. It's pretty shocking.
And then get hammered and then have
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you don't realize the bad effects you have from dehydration because you don't know you're dehydrated. And then you start using this and you're like, which is why you should be using it for your stupid COVID allergies.
I have a question. These conspiracies go back probably to the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There was probably one in the 1918 pandemic too. There was other conspiracies.
Yeah, against mask wearing and stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
but I think you've nailed it is that if you just study history, you can start to use history to your advantage. And if that's what the Russians or whoever Q is figured out, they're just using basically our. I want to say dumb. We think too much. Do you know what it takes for your mind to wrap around that that people are killing? They're pedophiles first, and then killing kids. Are we pedophiles? Or are we killing them? Are we sleeping with them? Or are we eating them? What are we doing? Like,
your conspiracy is conflicting.
Can we get a meeting together to get
your thing straight?
So we're draining their blood and sleeping with them. What are we doing? So to wrap your mind around all of it, and then to go to, after Biden wins, to go, well, they switched faces. Oh, and one of the things was they said that if Biden, when you hear Biden stutter, that's Trump trying to learn Biden's speech pattern. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No. I'm telling you, man, that happened. And at what point do you look in the mirror and go, I'm a fucking moron? And you have all those people at the Capitol.
2nd grade for me. When I was
it looks like
an altar boy. I don't know about this.
They are still talking. They were supposed to hold the vote at 4 p.m. Eastern, but they're still talking. You can still see them getting up. And
no vote yet.
I don't see one so far. So Um,
Can you imagine if a Democrat did this shit?
okay,
That's what
hold
I'm-
on.
that's what I'm
we
thinking.
are
I don't-
at. Oh, they're voting right now.
Right? And the vote is?
There's 2 more minutes. It looks like to go. So let's wait and see.
Did they have a total in front of you yet?
No, they did for a second, but it went away. And then there was an ad for a service dog certification that popped up over it that won't go away. Don't ask.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Someone pointed out, and on Twitter, a lot of the very smart people on Twitter pointed out that they put her on the education committee. The woman who denied that kids got killed
That's
and
incredible.
chopped in half with an AR-15 at Sandy Hook, and 17 died at Parkland. She was like, "Yeah, let's put her on the education committee." The one who believes school
That
shootings
makes
didn't happen.
total sense.
I just don't. I almost think like is Putin like directly calling into the GOP and like, oh guys, here's what you do next.
I got a good one.
Yeah, this one. Try this.
We're at 95 to 95. 96 yays, 95 nays.
To get rid of her.
To agree to the resolution, yeah.
Well, we're going to win that. I mean,
If they vote along party lines, yeah.
But here's the thing. All these douchebags in the GOP now have to say that you back up QAnon and you back up this psychopath who has no business being in Congress. I mean, you know, when did we go from like guys, look, like I hated that they were all Harvard educated lawyers and Yale educated lawyers. And now I don't. I'm like, no, that's okay. I'd rather have Harvard educated scumbags with some decorum. But we've lost it between Jim Jordan, Ted Cruz, Mo, what's his face? Mo, the guy who
They yelled before the thing.
Yes,
Yep.
Rudy Giuliani, Josh Hawley. You've got all these guys that all they give a shit about is power, and they're mean. They have no decorum. They're not trying to help you. Republicans. When was the last time these motherfuckers passed one thing to help you? One thing. By the way, I will tell you this: if they were helping the American people, the dude spent 4 years bitching about a wall. You know how many miles of new wall he got done? 23. 23 fucking miles of new wall.
That must be pretty close to the length of the United States.
Right, almost.
Ish.
If you take out rivers and streams and stuff, yeah.
And dirt.
And dirt.
And the rest of it.
So he did nothing on healthcare. Healthcare plan was always 2 weeks away. You tell me.
We still haven't gotten the healthcare plan.
When W was president, we got into a war. W passed nothing. I don't understand why these people continue to go. Reagan started this. Reagan said, he goes, you know, the scariest words in English language are I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah.
So what he did was he changed people's mind. Well, here's the thing. You're paying 30% of your money to the government. The fucking government better start doing some shit.
And they represent you.
Right.
Because they were voted by the most people in your area.
Right.
So you should
get something.
Yeah, something.
You know, you get something. I mean, send me a fucking Subway gift card, something.
And if you don't like
30% of my income,
start voting. Start getting
But
it.
that-
People have not been engaged, I don't think, until this election. Suddenly people are going, oh shit.
we got frightened. We got scared. I mean, we were like, we also, people in Myanmar. Okay. So that's still going on. We had a country, we saw what could happen. The military didn't like the election, so they took the country over. That we were this close.
Yeah.
If they hadn't sent those numbnuts to the Capitol and had sent military, if Trump had the military on his side, we're done. You want to hear what the podcast would be right now? That's it.
QAnon.com.
Because you'll always be in the background trying to speak.
Dog's looking at me like, what are you doing? So I don't get it. I wrap your mind around that you pay 30% of your income to a government that you don't want to do shit for you.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Doesn't that
Makes
make
no
any sense? Why am I paying you guys? Fix the roads, fix the bridges, get me health care, do what you're supposed to do, or let me decide whether I want to pay you or not.
Right.
Because if you ain't going to do shit for me, and then you get the Democrats in who are passing stuff, like Biden signed what, 42 executive orders?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he said something cool. He goes, you're just writing policy. He goes, I'm not changing laws, I'm just getting rid of bad policy. He goes, I'm not changing laws, I'm making laws, I'm just getting rid of bad policy. And so I don't understand this whole thing about I don't want government to help me, but here's 30% of my money. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
to
they're
me.
mad about that too. They're mad about paying their tax. We paid for that desk. We just loaned it to her. That guy.
See, but that's not government's job. Is supposed to help, like make you a better job. It's supposed to help you get.
Yeah, but in order for any of those things to happen, but you always are. In order for it's because of your allergies. In order for those things to happen, people have to be engaged. Otherwise, there's no oversight, right? So there hasn't been oversight for a long time. These people have been doing whatever they want to do because nobody's really paid attention except for a small fringe of people that care about their country because we took it for granted. And I think Donald Trump was a wake-up call that, this shit can burn down if we don't get involved and we don't vote and we don't actually pay attention not just to the presidential nominee, but to how important is that?
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene again. Like, really? I mean, Georgia, are you proud of that? Because holy shit!
Sometimes more important because they're the people that are really affecting you
directly. Yes, immediate. Yeah. So I think that hopefully we have learned our lesson because I certainly took democracy for granted. I took freedom for granted. I took living without crippling fear every night when I tried to sleep for granted. Now that we know what that's like.
Yeah, I said it before. I would turn my phone on when he was president. Turn my phone on and just be like, fuck.
Every morning, the first thing I would do, I would roll over in bed and pick up my phone, just like I did when my mom was sick, with that total trepidation and just look at my phone like, okay, like it's not exploding. He's just done some dumb stuff, but not.
I wish it was over, man. I mean, they asked him. I just before we came on the podcast, they had asked Trump to testify at his hearing, and he said his lawyer said he will not.
Did they say no?
Yep, he will not be testifying because Trump always shows the courage of a dude that avoided the draft 5 times. He always just steps right up. And I'm
that was going to happen at all.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It was such a great thing to do because they can't lose. If he says no, you're obviously guilty. If he says yes, what's
they
he
want
going to
to
say?
Yeah, they want
This is going to be fun.
Right.
By the way, during this time, if you don't want to do a lot, like not wanting the government to do a lot, and you don't
nice, smooth. Yeah, it's a good transition. I'm not sure what we're selling now, but it's a good job.
Hello Fresh.
Oh, yes. Yeah, right. If you have some time when the government's trying to do what they're doing, you can take some time and get us some food.
Well, honestly, I think we're all tired of cooking. I mean, I know you're not, but I am. And are you cooking for Wyatt? You are? Are you tired of it yet?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That was quick. I wasn't even done asking. Because we're home so much. There's no reason to be out or eat out or order out or whatever.
You're a moron if you're eating out right now.
And I will tell you this. What did I do 2 nights ago?
You made that chicken. It was awesome. The panko chicken.
Panko crusted.
Thank you, HelloFresh. Oh.
It is stupid. So actually what I did was because you keep the recipe cards and you can recreate it. They put the measurements on there. So it helps you learn. And I don't ever make orzo. Was it orzo?
So not only, this is cool about it. Not
orzo.
Not only is what they send you is like a complete meal that you cook and they tell you how to do it, but then you get this recipe card. So if whatever you liked, you just file it away. You can always make it again.
You learn how to do it and you have the card. There you go.
What is it? Couscous. I never made that before. How good was that?
It's great. It's awesome.
Anyway, that's one of our favorite recipes that they do. So HelloFresh, it's going to cut out stressful meal planning. I love how it comes. It comes in sustainable packaging, eco-friendly. It comes already separated. You have these giant full color recipe cards
with pictures.
Which should help him. And
mine never looks like the picture at the end.
Cook and get it on the table 30 minutes or less. Kind of love this company a lot.
But also, you know what it does? Do you know what it really does? And you've had this stress too, where you're like, I want to go out. I got to go to the store. I got to get this, and this. Well, when this shows up, it's got it all there.
Yeah, and it's all
done.
separated for
you
each
don't have
recipe.
to stress. Right.
And every week you can choose from over 23 recipes, so you can kind of decide how you want to eat that week. They have low-cal, carb-smart, vegetarian, pescatarian options every week.
And the food is damn good.
Oh man. Yeah, it's really good. And it cuts down on your grocery bill by 40%. So pretty crazy. Yep. Because you don't overbuy.
Oh, right. You have the meal there. And
you don't have to find where everything's cheapest and go there to get that.
You know what else I noticed? You don't overeat and you don't have leftovers rotting in the refrigerator. That's what I noticed.
Because what we do is the 2-person.
Right.
But I may switch to the 4-person so that we can have leftovers for lunch. I like having food already made.
That's a good idea.
All you have to do is go to hellofresh.com/Titus10off and use code Titus10off for 10 free meals. This is crazy, including free shipping. So it's Titus10 off, the number 10, Titus10 off is the promo code, and it's hellofresh.com/Titus10 off.
You're going to say, how many more times are you going to give the code out? That's pretty good. That's a lot of
do
coding.
You know why? Because
a lot of giving out the code.
First,
so hold on. It's Titus 10 off, 10.
First of all, for the person that actually cares and does the ad, there is a set number of times that you have to say it,
right.
dickweed.
Oh, is there a list? I didn't know that.
But also, as I'm reading it...
Welcome to advertising
I
seminar.
am also the person in this company that deals with user error all the time while you both are floating around, flitting and doing whatever it is that you do. I often...
I'm sorry. Look at the Armageddon update. You just watched it. We're not floating and flitting.
Floating and flitting.
Floating and flitting. By the way, best comedy.
Floating is
very gay comedy team
I'm
of the
just
60s.
saying that
I'm float.
I'm flitting.
I have dealt with some people and they would never figure out unless I say 10, they would be spelling it and be mad at us. And some of these people, you guys need to know, they don't, and some of them are don't just send, hey, can you help me out? I'm confused. It's you effing suck, you pieces of shit, you liberal people think that you run the, and I'm like,
by the way, this is the first that's the first email. That's not
I'm saying.
There's no been response. There's not a minute. Hey, can you help me? No, fuck you. No, fuck you. That's the first email.
Yes.
She's actually, there's been a couple times when she's got those emails on business stuff, whether it's the shows we do. Oh, by the way, we're going to be doing more shows here at the Combustion
So go to hellofresh.com/Titus10 off.
That's 10.
It's America's #1 meal kit. I can tell you because I've tried several. This one's gangster.
We've gotten mean. You know, no. Just to go back to it.
You two especially.
Trump made us mean. Like people got really. Have you guys noticed it since Biden became president that there's like this weird like him and his wife were out in the park or whatever hugging and they were you could tell they were
I'm sorry. He was getting on Marine One to go visit wounded veterans and soldiers at Walter Reed.
Right.
And before he left to go visit those wounded soldiers that were never visited before, he had to stop, turn around. She got on her tiptoes. They both pulled their masks down to kiss each other. You have to tell the whole picture.
I'm just saying that, like, I'm almost crying now because we haven't had that in 4 years. I just had a well of emotion. And then you got the dogs. Like, there's a picture
just like a human being, just like a normal person.
We have not had human beings in the White House for 4 years. There's a picture of him laying on the couch with Major or Champ. He's just laying on the couch and he's snuggling him and he's doing this. You can tell he's like I wrestle with Poochie. And you could just see it and you go, we forgot this. Like our humanity disappeared and it made us mean.
I know we talked about the Oval Office last week, but did we tell that one of the things, did we tell that was when Biden went to get Major from the shelter where he was rescuing him? There is a picture that Jill took of him holding a picture of Champ up because Champ's old, he's 14, and he's showing Major, who his brother was going to be at the shelter. Like, come on.
That's you and I. That's an idiot like you and I. That's totally me and you. We got to take a picture of their dogs. Why? We can't go.
I was online yesterday looking at rescue animals in Los Angeles so we could rescue an elderly dog, and he was yelling at me to stop.
Well, it's like she can't even handle like the commercial where they show the dogs on TV. She's like, turn this off. Like I hear from another room.
The one in cages with the Sarah McLachlan.
I'm on my computer and it's just running. Turn that off right now. And
it's not that I can't handle it. It's that I choose not to put that in unless I have to.
Well, then I called her yesterday, and she's like, "I'm looking at homeless rescues right now online, and there's a dog. He's got 3 legs." I'm like, "What do you?" And you can just hear her.
No, I told you I wasn't upset. His ears had been cut off, and his back leg had been taken off by people that were awful.
Democrats.
Yes.
Yeah, baby Democrats,
dog-eating.
It's how they satiate
They
themselves
love dogs.
in between
We've
babies.
crossed over into dog weed puppies.
That's what
now.
Biden was doing with that
I
picture.
was fine.
I'm going to eat this one.
I'll have you know, I was fine. I just think that the greater sin is to know about it and do nothing. So
I guess we're getting a 45-year-old dog pretty soon.
I have signed up and they've gone through my background check and they've gone through my 3 references for me to become a court-appointed special advocate because we have over 30,000, made the mistake of reading this, over 30,000 children in the Los Angeles County that are in foster care because of various forms of abuse. And so you become this kid's person. You are their one steady person. You are the one person that goes and visits where they're living. You're overseeing that. You represent them in court. You go to their school. You go to their doctor. You pick them up, hang out with them. You are their only reliable, steady adult figure.
I thought you guys were going to say you were going to adopt.
So that's what I was going to say. So
it's like, whoa.
So
wow, that's big news.
Hold on, are we breaking something?
He said, you're going to be bringing home a lot of kids too, aren't you? And I was like, no, I'll only have one. They only give you one. But he's already nervous about that. Then I'm online looking at dogs.
I actually want to do it too. I think if there's that many, they need more than just you. And I think I would do it too. But I just know me, man. I'll do it.
Yeah, no, you can't do it.
I'll do it.
No.
I'll be like, this kid, there's dust in this corner. And this kid, I'm like, so what's going to happen next is I'm calling the cops.
Right.
I'm going to call police helicopter. We're going to airlift this kid out of here because you guys are killing him. And the kid's like, I love
that
these
phrase
people.
When he says, what's going to happen next? I hear him use it. I heard him use it this morning about grandma's car. Let me tell you what's going to happen next. And I'm like, I just slowly slink out of the room like Groucho.
It's a threat.
No, I never threaten that if I can't do it. So we actually
don't even. It's fine.
You guys going to be the new Brangelina?
Let it go till it's over.
We'll let it
Tell you
go.
what, it's in process. Let's say this. What happened to Grandma? It's getting handled. It's in process. We'll see what happens on the other side. Now, if it doesn't go the way I think, what happens next?
Sleep with the fishes. Sleep with the fishes. The vote's currently at 190 to 169. Yay. I mean, not yay, but
so this happened
190 yays.
This happened before to another guy, last cycle, Steve King. And they took his ass off all the committees. So guess what he got to do in Congress while he was there for 2 years? Nothing. He sat on his ass.
Yeah, but he still gets to vote.
And he gets health care for the rest of his life, and he gets paid. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who wanted to cover up statues because of the breasts, and then he was like, he was just singing things like "On Eagle's Wings." Who was that?
Oh, Boner.
Boehner.
Boner. Yeah.
Yes.
John Boner. Boehner.
Boner.
You know what's weird about that, dude? It's these guys. They show themselves who they are instantly. When Boehner got elected, got moved up to the Speaker of the House or the majority. Remember that gavel he came out with looked like an axe, and I was like, dude, how tiny is your dick that you actually brought in a fucking like Paul Bunyan hammer?
Yeah.
Like I just don't get. It's to be a politician, and by the way, being a comedian who needs to get in front of people and do things. I get the narcissism and self aggrandizement you need. But Jesus, I don't want power. I just want to make people laugh. I don't have any power. These guys want power. They want to be able to,
But to be that and also want to affect people's lives, and you're nuts.
Yeah,
how does that even happen?
Right. Well, that's what they're saying. They've had people move away from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Someone's office was right next to hers, and I guess
Cori Bush. It was because she asked her to put her mask on because she and her staff are walking around. They're right by each other, and their offices were, and she asked to put her mask on, and they all started verbally harassing her. She's a new congresswoman, and she happens to be black, which I'm sure, given these other conspiracy theories, that is maybe not popular with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And they were really disrespectful, and she said that she fears for her safety, and I do not blame her.
Right.
This is like if Charles Manson was a politician.
It's not like it's
exactly like that.
Exactly.
Because Marjorie Taylor Greene hasn't killed anybody, but she has said, Nancy Pelosi, yeah, I agree with you. She should have a bullet in her head. And so
I think that would
I know.
It would exclude you from any job.
You'd get fired from Subway if you said you want to put a bullet in the manager's head. They'd be like, dude, you have to go.
Yeah, you're probably not the best for this job.
Yeah, listen, you are not the sandwich artist we think you were. I just thought she'd be kicked out of any job. Do you imagine if I was on stage at a club and I said the manager's club needs a bullet in his head? They would never be booked again, probably taken off the stage right instantly. And yet in Congress,
you'd be blacklisted from
we
everywhere.
let these sons of bitches just keep going.
That's because Trump has helped just shave away from our decency.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
This episode also
Nice.
brought to you by Harry's.
You know, when you go there, you just shave away from our decency. Harry's makes you shave to your decency. When
Shave
I'm
away your indecency.
there you go. Yeah, and then get indecent because you look so damn good.
Squeaky.
The new razors, the new blades are like. I didn't think they could get better, and the new blades.
You haven't tried the new blade, right?
Look at you,
No,
fuzzy.
look at
Look at
this.
his fuzzy
Well,
ass.
that's a
They
good
didn't
point.
even make a mask big enough for his beard.
It's like
It's
flaring out.
you just-
It
yes.
doesn't even.
Yeah,
It is
First of all,
funny.
my face.
you look like
doesn't-
a grandma wearing a thong.
Hold on, zoom in. Yeah.
How many grandmas have you seen in a thong?
Too many.
Oh my gosh. I'm ready. Look like a grandma in a thong. I think you just won the phrase of the day. The new razors are awesome. I thought the old ones were perfect. You could not improve upon. These are crazy. And you just a couple days ago, same thing, ads in our house. Feel this, babe. Feel this. Feel
We do
this.
this.
No, really, feel it.
You know, we can always tell when an ad won't last because we don't talk about it at home. But we I get done shaving with Harry's and I go, babe. And I said, do it. She goes, wow. And I'm like, it feels like your legs, right?
Here's the difference. There is no grab. After you shave with Harry's and you go like that, there's no stubble, there's no nothing. There's nothing there. And that, even with like the razors we used to use,
Right. There was always yes.
yeah, you always had a little bit on my legs too, like a little bit of grab.
I also
Anything
don't.
like that.
Don't cut myself as much with Harry's as like every razor. If you move it wrong, but those other ones I would cut myself a lot. When was the last time you saw me have like any kind of stuff on my chin?
Mm-hmm.
5 blades, man. It's 5 blades. I guess it's just.
I cut myself at the cabin, remember? But that's because I practice sign language while I'm shaving. And it was
Oh my God.
I did cut my
What?
knee like an idiot. Not shaving, just I don't know.
You were practicing sign language.
Yeah, sure. I was having a fun time.
Oh, I thought you were
Fun.
shaving
God.
and practicing sign language.
Jeez,
Like,
okay,
Okay,
that's
clearly I'm
a
not
good idea.
learning sign language. You're both stupid.
Oh.
We can move on from
Thank
this. So they're saying that this is about $2 per refill. They last forever. They are made in a factory in Germany.
They do last a long time.
They manage every step of the manufacturing process, which we have learned here really helps when you oversee every step
Yes.
of everything.
Yeah.
Right? This is something new. Harry's German factory is one of the select few manufacturers in the world that have mastered the technology to create a Gothic arch, which is the gold standard for razor blade grinding. Gothic arch.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but you can also shave your Gothic arch with this razor, and it will be more closely shorn than ever before.
Yeah. In the olden times, we called it a taint.
It's a Gothic arch.
It's my Gothic arch. Yes, my Gothic.
Come hither, near my Gothic
I have
arch.
shaved me Gothic arch.
I will waft my Gothic arch in your general direction, and you will be drawn to me.
Still, we've had them for a long time. Still the best razors. I wouldn't even. I at this point,
Oh, they changed. Oh, it got better.
it got better. They have a better deal.
It got better.
How is it possible?
Okay, so new customers can get the Harry's starter set, and now you get a free body wash for just $3 at harrys.com/Titus. That's $16 that would cost. You pay $3 and it comes to you, baby. 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, travel cover, and the body wash. Incredibly great deal. Act fast because supplies aren't going to last on this. Go to harrys.com/Titus to redeem your offer. That body wash is awesome.
Yep.
Redwood, all-time fave. Sold out during Christmas.
I went through mine quite quickly, actually.
I know. You had help.
I need. Damn it!
Aha.
I knew
The
it.
truth comes
Steer,
out.
total steer. Yes, you did.
If I paid for it, is it steer?
If you bought a gift for somebody, you.
I
Well,
never
then I get
said,
to wear your Louboutins.
I never said in the gift. I didn't say this is for you 100%. So
I am shocked.
80-20. 80-20.
That's not what happened, though.
It's 40-40.
That is not what happened.
That's not 100.
Not even. I added it up in my head.
I
Took
was
me a
waiting.
second.
I was like, anyway,
so what do we do?
Harrys.com/Titus.
What's the vote at now? And what do we do about Qrazy? Like, how do we? What I don't get is like. So here's the thing: the woman's dumb. Got it. She's crazy. Got it. It took a lot of dumb and crazy to get her elected.
Right.
Like, what about the thousands of people that got her ass elected? Like, how do we get rid of the dumb and the crazy?
Is there a percentage on this resolution, or is it just majority?
Majority.
Oh, she can't. There's no way that she could win this now, because it's 221 to 193 with 18 not voted. Even if she got all 18 not voted, she couldn't surpass.
So she's
majority.
not so good. So Marjorie Taylor Greene will not be on any committees or making any decisions based on education. Thank God.
I will be interested to see what the final number is. Just, I'm guessing it's going to be completely party line.
This is just
right?
in the House. Doesn't have to go to the Senate.
No, because she's in the House. So
Oh, right.
so they can just they run their own
Well,
business.
listen. When Mitch McConnell calls someone of his own party a cancer, maybe you should consider your vote. Maybe you I want to say she's a cancer. She said. Oh, what else did she say? Something he said that she said was nuts. She claimed. What did she claim? She claimed something. Oh, she claimed that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton made JFK Jr.'s plane crash and killed him.
I did see that.
But how
And
do you
I
believe?
think-
How do you believe that, and then believe that JFK is coming back? If
That
you believe
was
She
that
also
was my
believes he's coming
question.
back?
All
Oh, that's
all the
QAnon.
Q people do. Yeah,
Oh.
QAnon.
He's gonna now. He's supposed to come back in 2023 in time for the 2024 election. Oh yeah, storm's been postponed, but it's coming still.
Maybe the Republicans just always need a crazy person as a distraction. There was a Trump, and then there's this Marjorie.
Nah,
and
but
then
then you got Jim Jordan, you got all these other crazy sons of bitches that just and Ted Cruz. You got these people. They've always had. You're right. They've always had crazy. But when did they become the party of? I don't hear any Republicans and go, that's a good idea. It's always socialism. They're going to take they're ruining America. They never say how we're ruining America. They never tell us why we're ruining America. They just say we're doing it. We got to take our country back. Okay, so to those idiots that were in the fucking Capitol, I want to say, take your country back? You had the president and the Senate. What are you talking about?
Right.
You had it for the last 4 years. Where
did it go?
Fuck you talking? How? What? Taking it back from yourselves?
Right, exactly.
What, did you lose your keys? What are you talking about? I just don't quite understand it. I don't.
So there are 221 Democrats in the House, 211 Republicans, and it's currently at 226. Yay! So there are some Republicans that have voted.
Hell yeah, that's good. There is. I think there's. It's funny. It used to be the crazy was the offshoots. Now it's the normal is the offshoots of the Republicans. Those people. Liz Cheney last night. They tried. So here's what I didn't get. They wanted to let her keep on assignments, but Liz Cheney voted for impeachment because she's Liz Cheney. Someone said if Liz Cheney is the moral center of the Republican Party, we're all screwed. They've really lost their way. She's a hard right-wing conservative. She's like, no, we can't. He tried to fuck the country over. They tried to get rid of her last night.
Yeah, it was like, well, we're going to do this then.
They tried to get rid of Liz Cheney.
I want to say she voted the way she wanted to.
Right.
And wasn't influenced by either side, which is what her job is.
Yeah, there you go. And whether I agree
This
with her or
other
not.
girl said that the lady that runs the show should have a bullet put in her head.
But we're not going to go. No, she can stay.
No, I don't
no,
think, I think
she can
we
stay.
should-
No, the other woman who did what she's supposed to do with
Yeah.
integrity and followed her beliefs,
Who
we gotta
we've been
get rid of
arguing
her.
about?
Okay.
It's just got nuts. And what's weird is that they are coming apart. The GOP they're becoming this joke.
It's at 230 to 197, so 9 so far Republicans have voted for it. There's
Wow,
5 people left to
This
vote.
is interesting because if they get, I wonder if anyone in the Senate, because they're going to try to impeach Trump next week. I wonder if 10 guys are going to step up and go.
We need 17. Jinx.
We need 17. They're making it. Here's my opinion is this. If the GOP continues to let Trump survive in any political way in America, what's going to happen is he is going to destroy them. Because in the next election, he's going to primary a bunch of dudes that didn't vote for him. He's going to send everything into disarray. I think we're all going to be clear. In 2 years, you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. These people are crazy. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, if that's what they think, there's a lot of moderate Republicans that are just going to be like, I can't.
This is what I don't get, though. Wendy and I were texting about this yesterday. If they were smart, you get together with a few of your bros, get in there and go, if we vote to convict him,
right,
we can keep him from ever running again and completely discredit him in the political community for good. He can never run again. That would open it up for us to be able to run, which is why we're all here. We're all trying to get there.
Jordan, Cruz, Rubio, they all
and no one by that point is going to give a crap what the twice impeached and convicted guy thinks.
Right, with his own party
to primary.
It's over.
Right. So why
over.
don't they use strategery?
And anybody he puts in, even let's say he does they do that. Anybody he tries to raise up to primary somebody else, they're going to be like, that's the Trump guy. Do you want the Trump guy?
Exactly.
It's fucking over.
Because no matter what, that will soak in to public opinion, even to his crazies.
But that's what they don't get. The people that turned for Trump, for a hack, illiterate, fat, rapist reality television star, are the same people that are so easily swayed that in 2 years they're the next shiny object.
They'll move on, yeah.
Like, I don't understand how dumb these guys have to be that they think, no, Trump's going to hold on to power forever.
You guys
no,
could
he's not.
be the shiny object if you just got him out of the way.
Right, exactly. Then you could actually, oh wait, these guys, we tried the dumb guy. This guy's, whether I like the guys or not. Oh, you graduated from Princeton and Harvard? Okay. This is going to haunt these guys. They don't get it. I really got that politicians, it doesn't matter what school you went to, that you got through it. You can still be a dumbass and not think things through. These guys are going to bury themselves because they backed up Trump.
But here, you just touched on something. That party, more than anything, I said this last week, lack a cohesive thought. None of it goes together. It all contradicts. So you just said, the thing about Princeton and how you didn't used to like it, you said earlier, but now you want that guy.
I think anybody who went, because remember they said elites. So
that is, yes, the elites. So that's their big thing, the elites, right? And how they attack the elites. And yet, AOC, because what I started thinking was, what we need are some people that put themselves through school and fought their way out of a tough situation, supported their family, bartended on the weekends to pay off their school loans.
Knows how hard it can be.
And then I thought, wait, we do have someone that did that, and it's very widely known that she did that. And they have attacked her relentlessly for being a waitress. Oh, you waitress.
And yet, Jim Jordan tweeted out yesterday, we are no longer the wine and cheese party. We're the blue jeans and beer party. I go, so you have no class, style, or standards? Okay, yeah, we get that.
First of all, you can have blue jeans because after COVID, who can wear hard pants? So
exactly.
All you people
Thank you. Now, I ain't
can
putting
take
denim.
blue jeans. I won't even fight you over it. The wine I would probably fight you for, but the jeans you can have.
Depending on the cheese too.
Really depending. Truffle, Gouda, we're going to throw down. Yes.
You can have the beer.
Yes, it's truffle Gouda. I did hear that when I said it.
Yeah.
230 to 199. So we have so far had several Republicans vote for this. It's 3 votes away, but she can't.
230, so there's 19 Republicans?
If it's
221 Democrats.
It's a majority, why don't they just call it at this point?
Everyone has to vote.
They want everyone to have to register how they voted.
This is what I keep saying, that Mitch McConnell for 4 years didn't put anything through. He didn't put anything on the floor for a vote. Do you guys realize that the last Republican Congress got nothing passed except tax cuts for rich people? And all you people that think you got a little extra money, in 2021, 2023, and 2025, that bill, your taxes go up. Bezos's taxes doesn't go up, yours does. So they did that. They just go, shiny, look. And these fuckers think that they're going to back Trump in 2 years. They're going to be trying to fucking feed their families. I don't quite get it. So they didn't pass anything. So now the reason McConnell didn't put anything through that passed the House was because then they have a record of everything they voted on. So, so you go. Well, then the next election cycle, their opponent can go, dude, this guy voted down feeding children.
Yeah, but even when they say they're going to do one thing or look at their record, we have them going against their own record. like went with
Right.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Exactly.
Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell both said,
Merrick
oh,
Garland. They say, nope, you cannot put
And
a
then they did it
Supreme
anyway,
Court
yeah.
justice on the court in the last year of her presidency. 8 days they put Annie Crusty butt plug.
Okay. No, I did it anyway.
oh yeah, I forgot
I
about
always try to stop it, but it's a steam engine. It's coming towards
that.
me no
Cleveland
matter what.
steam engine.
Yeah. Is there another ad?
No,
Okay. All right. Just checking. Because when you get that, I'm like, all right, how's she going to fade into this one?
I wasn't fading. I was. I'm just still watching this vote and wondering if we have time for news or if we've been here too long.
No.
We have kind of been-
And now from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Ray bringing you the Bombshell news.
They just smacked the gavel, so I guess the vote is over.
And
Liz Cheney is now speaking, but I can't hear it. And
Well, that's a good sign.
as long as it was
think.
majority,
Cheney.
that was it. And Republicans voted for it. And I bet you Liz Cheney, they're doing the roll call now. Liz Cheney, I bet you voted for it too, just as an FU.
so they had 9 or 10.
I mean, an FU, as in she also thought the woman that thought that the speaker should be assassinated shouldn't be there.
Maybe shouldn't have any power.
That's
in
what I mean
Congress.
by
Yeah.
FU.
Yeah.
But that's how they see it. Right now, you can buy Lizzie Borden's home, the site of the brutal axe murders, and you can buy it for a small, cool $2 million. Technically, she was acquitted of the crimes, and the case still remains unsolved. But that house where those axe murders happened is up for sale.
Where's that house now?
It is.
Yeah,
Front.
Yeah, location.
It's all-
Look, I don't mind living in an axe murderer's house,
fine.
but damn it better have a view.
Fall
And a
River,
pool.
Massachusetts. Or,
Massachusetts.
as your dad always said. It was Andrew and Abby Borden both suffered fatal blows to their head, multiple body strikes with a hatchet. That's what happened in this house. This happened after she fought with her father and stepmother.
She did it. She was a teenager at the
You
time.
buy that? Talk about the most bitchin' like haunted house place
Right.
that you go to.
Is that what they use it for? Is it like a tour thing? Is
Like
that
a
why?
touristy thing?
Because there's a lot of sick fucks in the world.
It is currently, they currently are using it. It is a museum / bed and breakfast.
Was Lizzie Borden a Democrat? Is that
Yes, and she was the pre.
she's the pre?
Cool.
Yes, the pre. Hey now.
Hey,
Hey,
That was
all right,
another
all
movie.
right, yeah.
Except it's not the
not-
title.
it's not
I don't
called
know
the prequel.
It's
title.
not, it's
Sure.
called, they're called, it's just any movie that was, forget it.
Anyway, it's in Massachusetts. It's up for sale, $2 million.
I wonder if the Dahmer house is ever going to be like that. Dahmer house going over to it. And by the way, same refrigerator.
I think that was an apartment, actually.
It's a replica of the.
What would you do with that apartment building? I couldn't live there anymore. Could you?
Oh, you can't get the smell out of cooked Cambodians out of there. Yeah, it's just can't. Once it's in, you have to repaint.
Yeah, you gotta just demolish it.
That
They
makes
just
me
demolish
feel
it.
nauseated, that phrase, cooked Cambodians. What about... Yeah, whatever. Let's move on. All pets have now been banned from remote bill hearings in New Hampshire. Politically
What?
active pets are out of luck in New Hampshire, where lawmakers have now been instructed to keep their cats and dogs out of the room because they're
like on
logging on
Zoom.
for remote Zoom
Right.
hearings to pass legislation. And I guess like this that's happening right now, where my hand's being licked for no reason. I guess that there was some trouble with the ladies' cats, Yoshi and Jack, and they've been making appearances during the House Commerce and Consumer Affairs Committee meetings. For the longest time, Yoshi's fluffy black and white face obscured her owner's face as he was trying to get her out of the way to get attention to talk about the
Cat lady.
the bill.
Oh, they're just trying to shut down a Karen. That's all that is.
Yeah,
It was a
That's-
guy,
Oh,
right?
Do you know what's weird? Zoom has made it so we really know a lot more and more than I
know,
want to
it was
know about anybody who's being interviewed on the news now. You know, I find myself not even listening to them. I find looking at
their artwork and
the artwork or the
books.
bookcase
What
behind it.
album
Like,
you
why did you
listening
light
to?
it like this?
Yeah.
Like how dumb are you? Or then you circle through the books. There was one in England. It looked like a setup though. Yeah, where there was a giant dildo on the thing, and she was like getting interviewed. She's getting interviewed on the BBC. She's like, "Oh, I don't know. Well, actually, I came to the the parliament's head, and there's a giant dildo, and you have to look at it. It kind of blends in, and then you're like, holy shit, is that a giant dildo on there? And so I know so much more about people once they zoom from their own homes. And
one guy was mad, and he said, I can take them out of the room, but keeping them out of the room is a whole other story. So
that's who I want running the government, having even the local government, someone who can't control their cat.
By closing the door.
Yeah, there you go.
Florida man with state tattooed on his forehead has been arrested for...
Just be clear, he doesn't have the word state on his head. I saw a picture of this. This man in the center of his forehead, a.k.a. Charles Manson style, had
like a penis.
Florida. No, it looks like it's actually Florida. It's actually Florida.
Oh, the state.
The state
outline.
of Florida.
Yes.
Tattooed
Filled
on
in,
his
though.
forehead. That's Florida, man. You win. You win, bro.
That's not a big giant mole that just looks like a...
It looks like Gorbachev. Remember Gorbachev?
right.
He's been abusing 911, and he has been calling them for rides home. There's the state, so you can see.
So he was basically calling them to
at
pick
4
him up.
a.m. he'd been partying.
Like 911 was his Uber, and he was like, hey, I'm Ryan. I'm getting shot. And they would come in and he'd go, just drop me off.
Oh my God. It just looks like his eyebrows up. Like he's just like that.
And he also had drugs on him at the time that they did come to pick him up finally to give him a ride because he refused the cab. They
Very helpful to the cops that you already have the drugs on you and you called them. Thank you, drug dealer. That's psychotic.
If you have a state tattooed to your face, you have drugs on you.
Exactly.
Done.
That's not even. You're what aroused your suspicion? He's got Florida tattooed on his forehead.
Yeah, he doesn't even live in Florida.
We don't have to. No more witnesses. We got it done.
He's from California. He's not even...
Former President Trump has resigned from the Screen Actors Guild.
That happened today.
Ahead of his disciplinary.
You got to see the letter. Bring the letter up.
Wait, who
I'll read the letter if you want. The letter's awesome.
It says "Who cares" in it, right? That one.
No. He wrote a letter to the Screen Actors Guild. That's really funny. That in a sense that he didn't learn anything 4 years. It's basically him going, you know what? And your own members don't like you.
You have done nothing for me.
You've done nothing for me. And you know what else? I paid you dues and you did not. It's the 3-year-old writing a letter. And so what? I don't want to be a friend anymore.
I mean, the dues are not a lot, especially if you're not doing television.
So this is Trump? Is it Trump who did this?
The union board voted in January to refer him to the disciplinary committee because of the insurrection. They called it a reckless...
Wait, stop. I'm sorry. Screen Actors Guild didn't just end his membership. They actually referred him to the disciplinary
for treason. It has to be voted on.
For treason?
It has to be voted on.
For presidential insurrection.
You killed all those people. 400,000 dead. You know what we need to have? He needs a talking.
He needs a timeout.
We need to send him a strongly worded letter.
A reckless campaign of misinformation aimed at discrediting and ultimately threatening the safety of journalists, many of whom are SAG-AFTRA members. So that's where they draw the line. Penalties could include censure, fines, and expulsion. He dropped out before they could do any of that. He derided the union's president as having, quote, done nothing for me besides collecting dues and promoting dangerous, un-American policies and ideas. What? He also then praised himself, claiming he, quote, greatly helped the cable TV business and celebrating small cameo roles he's played in various movies. Who cares? See, that is what he said. That's a quote. While I'm not familiar with your work, he's talking to the president. I'm very proud of my work on movies such as Home Alone 2,
such as
Zoolander, and Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, and television shows including The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Saturday Night Live, and of course, one of the most successful shows in television history, The Apprentice. Just to name a few.
That was my part.
No, you named them all.
That was
it, dude.
Exactly.
Every single
Home Alone 2?
Yes.
Electric Boogaloo?
As such, this letter is to inform you of my immediate resignation from SAG-AFTRA. You have done nothing for me, he wrote.
Next up, Penthouse canceled his subscription. And you're in big trouble, buddy.
And his Robex punch card, he's not. Robex. He got the. If you order 10, you get an extra. He said no, thank you. He's not even doing it.
Applebee's has canceled.
You are no longer at your table at Applebee's,
That's it,
my friend.
You're sit in the corner.
He is a dipshit. Like that was a president of the United States who wrote that letter. Can you believe? Still to this day, he's still just a low
petty
rent
piece of shit, little, small,
ridiculous, smelly, fat. Keep going.
You said smelly? Okay.
Football fans to eat 20 million pounds of cheese during the Super Bowl, dairy
Wisconsin.
farmers predict.
That's
The Packers.
That's definitely the Packers. Definitely the Packers.
There he goes. He's back. The Packers. Yeah, 20 million pounds.
Jeez.
Oh, it actually opens with the Green Bay Packers are not competing in the Super Bowl this year, but Cheeseheads still have something to celebrate.
Also,
Who's in the Super Bowl?
We
this
also
year?
have all that time now because of the pandemic to sit on the toilet to get rid of that cheese.
That's true. Yeah.
You're not going to
really
need
work
to
on
sit
that.
for a few days. I mean, it's
got to make its way through.
yeah.
But I'm saying you can eat as much cheese you want now because eventually you have time to get rid of it.
Right. Just hang out on Zoom.
There you go. Gotta go. My cats are gonna take over.
Wow. Many of our state's cheesemakers have added extra shifts and secured extra space to accommodate all of the cheese orders.
Can't get that for the vaccine though. No.
Right, exactly.
Due to cheese production, the vaccine is gonna take us another year.
We've put people
can't
in
build
place.
PPE.
Wow. I am sad. I am sad.
But my God, get on the Gouda, motherfuckers. Get on the Gouda.
If it's truffle Gouda, I support this 100%. My sister's going through a lot. My family has a lot going on right now.
This was a rough couple of weeks.
And in the midst of bad stuff happening, my sister was trying to handle, then other bad stuff happened. She finally got home yesterday thinking her bad stuff was at least coming to an end, and now he's back in the hospital. And she texted me last night on Christmas Eve. She hasn't been home since then. I had sent her like a bunch of stuff from Whole Foods,
Right.
and one of the things was this truffle Gouda that we love. And she texted me last night. It was like 3:30 in the morning, and she goes, I just got home
From
from
the
leaving him
hospital.
at the hospital, and there's one tiny bite of truffle Gouda left, and I almost just burst into tears. Like it was just
Oh,
a
man.
piece she hadn't eaten. So anyway, yeah, it's been kind of shitey. A woman in pink bikini leads Southern California cops on a slow speed pursuit.
What was the point of the pink bikini to be in the story?
She was unarmed. She was wearing a bright pink bikini. She led them around for a very long time in a slow speed chase. They weren't too eager to stop.
That's not,
the
exactly.
chase.
That's not a chase. That's just look at this. That's all.
Phil.
Everybody, come in. Hey guys.
We're on a slow speed chase.
Yeah, pink bikini. Everyone show up.
We need lots of backup. Everybody.
It started around 2 p.m. She was seen acting erratically. She was outside of her car when this happened. She was in the middle of the 105.
like just
on her feet?
on the freeway.
She was, yeah, for quite a while in the middle of the 105. Then she got back in the truck. She has a truck, and drove to Redondo Beach. Yeah, clearly she was on drugs.
Well, she's also in a bikini. Where she wasn't. She's not going to the mountains.
Right.
Redondo, you going to the beach?
Also yesterday it was cold. Why are you in a bikini?
Because this is a Marjorie person.
Okay, I guess
That's what
this is the least of all the problems.
Yeah.
I will tell you that Qaren next door, I thought that she had deflated because Trump is gone.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, she was a little more muted. She wasn't talking about politics. Poor Brock was just listening to her make fun of people that they knew in common. And then yesterday, it cranked up again. And it was every other word was black, and these black people in black, and they think that, you know what, all lives matter. All lives. You can't say black people's lives matter without saying all lives matter. And I can't.
I don't understand that we are at a place now where that little phrase that you just can't say Black Lives Matter, like that phrase will trigger anybody. And again, you keep saying it, we're the snowflakes. Like,
Yeah, but here's
you don't lose anything by saying we're all important. You don't lose anything by saying
if
that.
what you're saying is that all lives matter, then you would be okay with me saying Black Lives Matter.
As you would say Hispanic
And then I
lives
would
matter.
say female lives matter. And then puppy lives matter.
No, white
and,
men lives matter. Just
and also, no one has ever said Black
Cambodian lives matter.
So we kind of got to throw it out there to get people used to it, because that wasn't ever a thing before.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up. So this is the last thing. We were talking about this today. There is something happening right now, and it's in this. I hope this wasn't the first I hope this wasn't the first shot at the last bastion of white supremacy, because this happened to Hitler too. Hitler, the Bilderberg Putsch, Hitler got put in jail, then he came back and he got to be Chancellor of Germany. It's crazy.
Right.
There's certain white people in this country really think that something's going to be taken from them. They actually believe that this, and just by numbers, it's guys, 2052, we're a minority majority country. We just are. It's just how it's going to be. So you got a choice.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Now.
There you go.
Be
You got a
nice.
choice. Be nice now, or when there's more than you, maybe not go your way.
It's the saying about be nice to people as you're climbing the
But
ladder,
what's
because you're going to pass those people on your way back down.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that.
Okay.
What's the end game of white supremacy? Just explain it to me. They kill all brown people? Is that what's the end?
There's
They haven't
something-
thought it that far
But
ahead.
there's something about they're going to take what's mine. And I hear that in
Dude,
her all the time. I
Dude,
hear
you live in
that.
an 1,100 square foot house and you drive a 1980 Taurus. What is going to be taken
well,
from
yes,
you?
those were the most common ones. But
When
then
everything
you
that white people
see-
was stolen.
You got more money in guns than you pay in child support, motherfucker. What is being taken from you?
Well, the ones mostly that do that master race thing, they are all that
Yes.
guy. But then you see people in nice neighborhoods like Qaren who feel that way. They're just not as open about it, except with their trainers when they don't think that I'm recording them.
Okay, let's go through history. Here's what I don't have documentaries about. A bunch of black people shooting white people with fire hoses, taking their land, killing them, shooting them in the back. I don't have videos of that. I don't have those protests where white people had to stand up because black people were oppressing them. I don't have any of that. So this imaginary thing that the minorities or black people are going to take you or what's yours is bullshit, and there's zero evidence of it. You want to talk about the worst conspiracy ever?
I can't figure it out. I don't know if maybe it's rooted in some sort of fear about how we treated them. That we
Like
know.
revenge? There's a revenge
that-
fear? Nah.
I always try and figure out what are these. Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. What is it exactly that they're afraid of? And maybe there is something back there where they're like, oh shit, we've treated them pretty horribly.
Great-great-grandpa was not the nicest.
Yeah, we can't. I don't know. I think it's really odd. It's not odd. It's evil.
But I would say to that, their answer to anything is, I never had slaves.
That really annoys me.
Okay, all right. Then what are you worried about then?
Yeah.
Just be nice to everybody. How about that? Hey, what I was saying, it's funny because the last 4 years have really shown how they manipulate words to be. I just noticed I started to hear the buzzwords all the time. You know, when they would say about they were being racist, hardworking Americans. This is going to be for hardworking Americans.
Coded,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, what? And I think that I just don't. It's got to change, and I think we're either bumping them against the last fight that's going to be brutal, or it just ended. I'm not sure. I hope this is the end of it, because I think Biden was the exact guy at the exact right time, because he's this guy who's got 40 years experience at it. He's been VP. He's been with a great president. He knows what he's doing. He knows the ins and outs. He knows all the bullshit that Mitch McConnell could pull on Obama, because Obama was only, a 2-time senator or whatever when he became president. Biden helped McConnell learn those lessons. He was there when he did it. I think we've got a good guy. If he can just live long enough, I want him to be. He's old.
Well, his temperament is moderate and nice.
Yeah, yeah.
He's riding that
calm enough.
Peloton, man.
Yeah,
he and Jill
stay
fight
on
over the Peloton.
Stay on the bike, Joe.
I love there was something so deeply
President Joe.
satisfying about him. He does it a lot. He just casually jogs to places, like to the reporter off the side on Inauguration Day. He, in a suit, just jogs over, and he's trim and lean and healthy enough. And how sad is it that we've come to a level where I'm like, oh, that was awesome. He just, look at our president
He jogged
go.
30 feet. Did you see that?
He didn't have toilet paper on his shoes. Oh my God. This is amazing.
His hair is just normal old guy
Yeah.
hair.
It just
not
stayed there.
It's not swoopy. It's
He's not
this weird-
painted?
No, or Elvis-y or weird
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah, he's
twin.
not orange.
He has
That
like
is
Elroy
nice.
Jetson hair. What's going
His
on?
wife isn't smacking him constantly to keep him away. Yeah, it's all awesome.
Last thing I'm going to say is, and my favorite moment, was the last moment of the Trump presidency. I think I'm going to call it the last moment, is when they got off the plane after they landed in Florida, and Melania was wearing the shower curtain, whatever the hell she was wearing.
Her
that
Gucci
dress.
shower curtain, yes.
And as he goes to meet reporters to talk, she just, she doesn't even stop. She looks and she just drifts off. She just walks like, I'm done now. I'm done. Hey, show's over, motherfucker. And she just walks off. It was awesome.
Perfect.
That's the best moment because you see all her disdain, how much she hates the guy, and that she has fulfilled her contract.
Oh, yeah, I'm done, bitch.
Yeah.
And you know,
Time's
she
up.
said that on the way in the plane to Florida.
Yeah.
I'm done, bitch.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching or listening to the Titus podcast. Do me a favor. Go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube to see all the Titus episodes. Plus, we have 2 bonus Titus episodes that we filmed during COVID that are at ChristopherTitus.com. If you want to get any DVDs, box sets, whatever of all my specials, go to ChristopherTitus.com. Keep paying attention to Combustion Live. We are going to be doing some more shows after we just went over the booking schedule, and I realized we have to do more shows.
No, we want to. And I want to do another variety show. But
Do you guys want to see another variety show?
in a different way, but we're going to do like kind of how we did George and Gracie, do a lot more of sketches like that we pre-record. And I want to do Marjorie Taylor Greene. I really do.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Really? Who are you going to do? Mitch McConnell.
Or I dress up. We'll get one of those neck pillows from the plane and just stick it
A
on.
My Pillow, yes.
Perfect.
So get that episodes. Also, we'll be releasing my special, Qaren Monsters, will be online in the next 2 weeks. We are working on it. And then, do you know the date?
We're going to live stream mine in March. Just at the end of this, I just want to say super importantly to Ashley Cashman, our favorite person on the planet, and our douche correspondent for the podcast for 10 years. We just had our 10-year anniversary. Chris Clutie wrote in and let me know 10 years we've been doing this. But Ashley, we just want to say we love you. She lost her grandma to COVID this week, and that was her best friend. And so COVID, it's brutal, man. It's just brutal. And we love you, and we're here for you.
Ashley, we're thinking about you. And you people out there that are not wearing masks or think that this isn't real, it's so real now and has lasted so long because of our last president's incompetence that there are now 2 or 3 different variants. One of them from South Africa currently has a higher mortality rate. So wear your mask. Don't be a douchebag. Stay away from people. And on Super Bowl Sunday, just come on. If you guys stop, we can stop this thing. Thanks. For myself, Bombshell Ray and the Hylinder. Later.
Peace out. Do you want to pick one today?
COVID edition?
Crooner.
Oh. There can be only one Hylinder. There can be only one Titus podcast. It's a broadcast. We're gonna make you laugh. If we die.